Thanks, Brandon. As we continue our election coverage, we're taking an in-depth look at a county position that is really two in one. 23 ABC's Kristen Vartan joins us live in studio with more after speaking with the incumbent and a candidate of the Kern County Auditor Controller Clerk who has another duty as well. Kristen.
Brianna, only 4 out of 58 counties in California task their auditor controllers with the responsibility of the Registrar of Voters. Both candidates running for that office have their own stances on how to continue safeguarding the election process in our county.
The last 3 years have been become very familiar with the Registrar of Voters duties.
Amy Espinoza is Kern County's Assistant Auditor Controller County Clerk. Auditor Controller County Clerk Mary Bedard's right hand and a candidate for her position in the 2022 midterm election. But what the county employee of 16 years assists with is more than just auditing the county and assisting the chief accounting officer. That's because, according to the California Secretary of State's website, Kern is one of the 4 California counties to combine that position with another county office.
Back in February 2020, we had an assistant registrar of voters who ended up leaving the office. And so I assumed some of those responsibilities in making sure that the elections were planned and executed.
According to Kern County, the Registrar of Voters handles, quote, voter registration, the administration of public elections within the county, and the maintenance of all related and official records. Not every county has the Registrar of Voters as the same person that is the Auditor Controller Clerk, so this is clearly a very huge responsibility. What are some of those responsibilities you took on to ensure the integrity of the election?
So having to do with planning, having to do with training, poll worker training, having to do with reviewing processes that were in place, and some of those had been in place for many years, but looking at our numbers of registered voters growing, and then the changes with COVID.
Espinoza's opponent, Mark McKenzie, has stated in his campaign that he has devoted months of time volunteering at the elections office. He adds that he now knows how to deal with complex systems and numbers with his 30 years of experience in the private sector and as a business owner.
And witnessing inefficiencies, mismanagement, and even worse, opportunity for error, I felt compelled to do something about it.
23 ABC political analyst Dr. Ivy Cargyle touches on McKenzie's criticism that elections are not being run smoothly.
This election was plagued with the pandemic. It was also plagued with a lack of people wanting to work the election, in addition to a large percentage of voter turnout. So you have, kind of like a perfect storm that faced the office on election season. And there's a possibility, right, that they are going to face that same situation for the primary.
There are currently nearly 440,000 registered voters in Kern County, according to the Kern County Elections Office, a 20% increase in the past decade. If elected, Espinoza wants to expand voter education.
With all these allegations of fraud and misconduct across the country, I think it's really important that voters have confidence that when they drop their ballot off that it's being counted, that they have confidence that the people who are doing that work are doing it fairly.
And at past Kern County Board of Supervisors meetings, there has been discussion about separating the Registrar of Voters and Auditor Controller positions. Now, Espinoza says she's indifferent on that matter. Bedard says it's ultimately up to the Board of Supervisors if those two positions should be separated. And of course, we did reach out to Mark McKenzie for an interview, but he said he was not available by newscast time. Live in studio, Kristen Vartan, 23 ABC News, connecting you.